Hi, first graders. Today we are doing lesson 3.4, and lesson 3.4 is about finding the unknown partner. So we are going to be playing some games with the unknown partner. Also, if you're at school, we're going to be acting out a pancake breakfast play, which is kind of fun. And if you're at home, you can pretend with your homework helper or with mom and dad. So let's get started. As we do start today, we're going to count on to find the unknown partner so that when we get to our game, we are ready to use this skill. So we have 5 plus the unknown equals 8. Remember, we're going to start at 5 and we can draw the dots above the unknown box to find the answer. So we're going to start by saying 5, 6, 7, 8. How many dots did we draw? 3. Remember, you can also use your fingers to count on. You can hold on to 5 in your head, or like I like to say, grab it in your hand, and then put up as many fingers until you hear yourself say the word 8, and then check how many fingers you have. So 5, 6, 7, 8. How many fingers do you have up? 3. Either way, we get the same answer. Let's keep going. 7 plus unknown equals 9. 7, 8, 9. How many dots? 2. Okay, see if you can figure these out either by doing dots or using your fingers. Next is going to be the pancake problems. So we're still going to be finding the unknown partner. So if you're at home, you can be student 1 and mom or dad can be student 2. So I'm going to pretend to be both. So student 1, I made blank pancakes. We have to pick a number. I'm going to say 5. I made 5 pancakes. Student 2 says, I made some pancakes too. Some. We don't know what that is. That's not a number. Together we made, let's just say 10 pancakes. The question that we have is, how many pancakes did I make? That's student 2. That one that said some that we didn't know. Okay, so that's going to be our unknown partner. We know that our total is 10. So that's going to go at the top of our math mountain. We know that one of our partners is 5. Now we need to find the other partner, the unknown. Okay, what this looks like in an equation would be 5 plus the unknown equals 10. Either way you want to set it up, it doesn't matter. We're going to arrive at the same answer either way. You could use your fingers to count on, grabbing 5, counting up to 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, having 5 fingers up. Or you could put the dots, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then counting your dots. Either way, we still get 5. Or you might have known from the beginning that it was 5 because 5 plus 5 equals 10 is a doubles fact. Now, if we're at school, we're going to run through this scenario a few more times, and we might have some paper plates and pretend that they're pancakes. You can do the same thing at home. If you're at home and you want to do this a couple more times, you may use whatever you can, a piece of paper, something to write your equations. Then you're going to need a scissors and your math workbook. So your math workbook is going to be page 103, and you're going to see these cards like you saw last time. So you're going to do a similar process. You're going to cut on the dotted lines all around and then cut this little ear off right here. You got to cut this off too. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video, cut all these out, and then play the video when you're ready. Okay, now that you're back, the goal of the game is to place each card in the correct space on the quilt. So you, the student, are going to draw a card, and you need to find the unknown partner. So I want to show you what that looks like here. So the card that this pretend student picked up said 5 plus unknown equals 8. Okay, you need to try and figure out what goes in that blank, right? We can use the count on strategy, which we've been learning. You would say 5, 6, 7, 8, which would be 3, okay? And then you find the number in the corner that matches up with 3. So if you put it in the correct spot, you can keep it right there on the quilt. where the correct spot is. And you can always check the answer on the back to make sure you're right. And if it's not right, you have to take it off, shuffle it up, and try again. Okay, so your goal is to have all the cards placed correctly on the quilt. So you have to stack them on top of each other, right? There's not enough room or enough numbers for you to have just one card on each. You're going to need to stack them on top of each other. So for example, this one would go on the 4, as well as this one would go on the 4. You would just stack those on top of each other, okay? I can give you one example quick. We have 3 plus unknown equals 6. Okay, I can see here 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 is here. So I'm going to take this and drag it. Oops, not that. Take this and drag it up and put it on the 3 if it would allow me to put it in the front. Okay, it would go up here. All right, so you're going to play that game. Once you're all done with that, meet me on the workbook page. Workbook page is just the next page, 107. Here we're going to be solving story problems, and we want to show our work. You can use drawings, numbers, or words to show your work. So again, these are going to be addition story problems. So we have to listen to the words and see how we should set these up. So the first one is, Sam has 4 balloons. Then he gets some more. Now he has 9. How many balloons does he get? Okay, sometimes it's easy if we just write the equation right as you're saying it. So Sam has 4 balloons. He gets some more. Okay, if he's getting them, are we adding or subtracting? Adding. Do we know what sum is? Nope. That's an unknown. Equals this clue right here that says now he has, that means it's the total, 9. Okay, you can set it up like this. You could also do a math mountain with the 9 at the top and the 4 being the partner with the unknown on the other side. Either way, we're going to come to the same answer. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many dots do we do? Good. You're going to take the 5, the same thing that's in this unknown box, and you're going to bring it over here to this unknown box. Match them up, okay? Now, we need to decide what the label is. Don't be tricked by these over here. These are just giving you picture clues in case you're trying to read the story problem by yourself and you get stuck on a word, okay? Don't think that these are always going to be the labels because that's very tricky. They kind of get you on that, okay? In this case, though, it is because it's asking us how many balloons does he get. So here our label, what the whole problem is about, is balloons. Go ahead and write that. Okay. Let's do number 2. There are 8 crayons on the table. There are 5 red crayons. The others are green. How many crayons are green? Okay, so we read through it once like we usually do, and then we might have to read through it again just to make sure that we understand what we're looking for. So it sounds like he has a total of 8 crayons on the table. Okay, so I'm going to make a math mountain for this one. Remember, you can make any method that you want. If you want to write an equation, you can. If you want to make a drawing, you can. However, you can figure out the problem, okay? So there's 8 crayons on the table total. 5 of them are red. Okay, that's the one that we know. The others are green. Well, we don't know what that is. We have to figure out this unknown right here. So we're at 5 and we need to get up to 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. How many dots? 3. Take the information from this unknown, bring it over to this unknown, and let's see what our label is. Our question says, how many crayons are green? Don't write table. It's not table. We're looking for how many crayons. So here in the label, you would write crayons. Crayons. Good. Try number 3 on your own. Make sure you're paying attention to what the problem is. You can set it up in an equation or a math mountain or a drawing, and then meet me on the back. All right, so we're on the back side of that page. Number 4 is very similar to the one that we did on the front, so I'm confident that you can do that. Number 5 is very similar to one on the front, so I think you can do that one as well. Number 6, I want to talk to you about because the way it's set up could be kind of tricky, and you can have different answers. So not everybody is going to come up with the same answers on this one, and that's okay. So the problem says, Milena wants to put 8 balls in a box. She wants to have soccer balls and footballs. How many of each ball could she use? Show 2 answers. So what this is really asking us for is partners of 8. Okay, so as long as she has a soccer ball and a football in the box, we're just looking to see what combinations could she use. So we just have to come up with 2 partners of 8. Okay, can you think of what partners together to get us 8? Right away, I think of the doubles fact. 4 and 4. 4 soccer balls and 4 footballs. There's some of these, there's some of these, and they she can use each of those. Okay, then see if you can come up with one more partner of 8. 2 numbers that go together to give you 8, and you put 1 here and 1 here. Okay, check for understanding is just writing the unknown partner, which I'm confident you can do. 4 and counting on up to 10. Okay. All right, thank you very much, friends. You at home probably do have a Unit 3 packet of homework. At this point, we're going to say that that is optional if you would like to do extra practice. I would encourage you to do at least like 1 or 2 of the word problems on there and maybe do some of the review on the back side. But at this point, I'm not going to be requiring you to do that because I know that these word problems can get tricky, and we did play a game today, so I don't want you to get too overwhelmed. Have a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.